everybody. This is Nate Whisper. I hope everybody's been doing well. This is my second attempt at making a video. I tried to make a video a couple days ago and it was like 5 seconds too long, so I keep hoping that I'll get to make longer videos soon. It's okay making 15 minutes, but for some reason I always have like 16 minutes of things I want to say. So that doesn't work out, but I hope everybody is doing well with their stuff. I want to thank everybody for just thanks to all my new subscribers. I just made it to 200. Actually, like, I think 201 subscribers, which is awesome. Thank you very much. It was kind of cool because on March 12th, I hit 100 subscribers, and then April 12th, I hit 200. So, it's been awesome getting 100 subscribers each month, exactly. I'm glad that you guys enjoy my videos, and that you reply, and yeah, you guys are awesome. I lucked out with some pretty cool listeners. What can I say? You guys are just cool like that, so I appreciate you. Yeah, not a whole lot has been going on with me. Just, I was on break, not last week, but the week before, and I got to relax and sleep in and reset my biological clock, pretty much. I was so exhausted by the end of, like, my last week of finals week. I was so tired, and it just got to be too much. I got so stressed out because I had done a bad job of preparing throughout the quarter, and I let my grades slip halfway through. And when you do that, obviously you're gonna have to like do really well in order to get the grade that you need to get, and that just gets stressful, and I just am not doing that at all this quarter. We already, it's Tuesday of our second week already, just so you have an idea of how fast it all moves. It goes so fast. I'm only taking half of the credits that I took last quarter. It was not my choice, but I'm perfectly okay with that. Sometimes you just have to do what you have to do. If you have to slow it down in order to get your grades up, you just have to do that. It's not worth failing more classes or getting more stressed out or whatever your situation. You just, you make your choices, you learn from them, and sometimes you have to, take fewer credits, or you might have to take a class over. This last quarter was awesome. I did not fail any classes. I passed everything. So that made me so happy. There was one class that I was really worried about, but I came through and scored. I got a passing grade on the final, which was exactly what I needed to pass the class, and so I'm good. Oh my gosh, it was like I thought I failed the class because I did the math and it showed that I did not pass, which I was so stressed out about. on your transcript. So I went on there and it showed that like my grade was different. The numbers had been changed and it showed that I had passed. And at that moment, if you can imagine, I am like, seriously, I'm grabbing my pants. I'm like, I thought something went wrong. And I didn't know like what to think about it because I wasn't gonna go in and be like, I think you guys accidentally passed me when I failed. You know, it's like, what do you do in that situation? Instead, I just talked to my teacher and went in to go look at my final, and it showed the grade on the exam is the grade that it was corrected to, so everything was right. The mistake was when they entered it the first time, so I actually passed it, and so like I walked out of there with my composure, and then I got out of the building, and I just did the most white happy dance you could ever imagine. It was just so Caucasian. But I don't care. I earned it. I earned that little dance routine, and I did. And I was like yelling and making noises and just jumping for freaking jolly green joy. Man, okay, water swig, hold on. One more. That's a swell water swig. Okay. But yeah. So that happened. So yeah, I don't have to. Yeah, I'm taking all new classes. Everything is just fine and dandy on this in my world. So yeah, so now this quarter is pretty relaxed. I'm just working hard, even though I'm only taking half the credits. I'm not studying any less since I'm only taking 14 instead of 26. I'm just determined to make a 4.0 this quarter. I've never done that ever in my life. Made a 4.0, not in high school or college. I just have never been like a consistently hardworking student. I mean, I work, but never. I have to work like really, really hard to make a 4.0. I'm not one of those people who can just sit and listen in class, you know, take half the notes and rock every exam. I've gone to school with people like that, you know, all throughout my life, and that just is not me. I do not, like my family, like nobody, we don't have any, like, academic stellar students in my family at all. The fact that I'm in a graduate level professional program, like, blows my whole family away. I come from a long line of farmers, people who grew up in small towns, like farm towns. So, lots of strong military background. I never did join the military. I wanted to join either the Army or the Marines really bad. And I have spine problems. And when I was 15, I had to have spinal surgery, and they put in a spinal rod that fuses a couple of my vertebrae together because I had such a bad curvature, scoliosis. And after that happened, you know, the recruiters started showing up at my school, and I found out what's meant to be is meant to be, and clearly I was not meant to be a soldier, so college was the only way. And, so, so I knew that I was going to have to step it up and work harder and try to get some scholarships, which there really aren't any scholarships available in the kind of program I'm in, but unless I start doing research, which I'm starting to move in that direction now. There's quite a lot that you have to know and that you have to follow when doing research, and I don't really know too much about that, so I'm starting to get help on that. And if you're in college and you've never thought about doing research, I strongly recommend it. Because if you ever want to get into a graduate program and you have actual research background, like, that is a big help. That looks really, really good on your resume. And anybody who's ever, anybody going into a PhD program, you have to, if you don't have any research, there's no way that you would get in, that you would be accepted. And so, I'm going to do that in case I ever decide to go back to school one day to teach, chiropractic students. I would probably go for my PhD, in neuroscience. I just think that the nervous system is so incredible. Everything about, just everything that, every single cell that's entangled in our body is entangled intentionally and functionally, and it all is connected and is interconnected. I don't know, it's just so incredible. And I would love to teach that kind of stuff to students. Luckily, I'm in with the right group of people who have the same passion for neurology that I do. I'm just starting to get in there and get more hands-on to apply it more. We have a teacher who I took last quarter. She was so awfully, terribly boring, and it sucks because she takes this amazing information, this awesome stuff about how our neurology works in a physiological fashion, and makes it so awful you think you would never want to learn it, which is not true at all. It's so far from the truth, because when you actually learn how to apply it, clinically, and you just learn how amazing it is. I mean, without medicine or surgery, you can help people. I mean, you can literally, help people overcome things like dystonia. Look it up if you have to. Alzheimer's, multiple sclerosis. I kid you not. We have all been geared up to think that, modern medicine is what's going to cure these things. No way. What I'm doing, what it's all about, is that the human body is the healer. We are not, the body is. So we have to allow the body to do that. We have to pull whatever is in the way, get it out of the way, and let the body do the rest. That's